What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I'm here tonight with the review for Basketball Wives Season 9, you guys. Season 10, Episode number 9, you guys. So, before we go ahead and get into the review, and before I do my regular spill, so Basketball Wives and I have come to the end of the road, you guys. So, going forward, I'm going to finish out Season 10. So once we get to the reunion and the final part of the reunion airs, it's a wrap. Season 11, not touching this show. I'm done. I won't ever come back to Basketball Wives again. Final season with me. So yeah, before we go ahead and get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and aren't subscribed, I need you guys to stop taking me out on this date, having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss Basketball Wives. So this was a 2 hour, so they had 2 episodes tonight, so you're gonna get episode 9 and then 10. Alright, you guys, so this episode, it picks up where the last one left off. So you guys remember the last one, we left off with the argument or the fight or the scuffle between the sisters, Duffy and Brooke. And Brandy, jumped in to stop it. So you guys remember, Duffy threw a plate at one of the sisters, and then Brooke threw her drink at the other one, and then the sister was like, okay, fuck this. They started throwing things, and one of them threw a bottle. So the bottle hit Brandy in the back of her head. So they got the sisters out of the house. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with them de-escalating the situation. Let's just get everybody out of it. Let's get everybody in a safe space. I get that. So I'm not upset about them getting the sisters out. I'm cool with that. But I'm gonna talk about what I'm not cool with in just a minute. So the EMS, paramedics, whoever, they came to see Brandy. Brandy says she's fine, so she doesn't have a concussion. Nothing's wrong with her. She's good. So Malaysia, I have respect for Malaysia in this scene because Malaysia was like, I've been in a situation like this. She talks about season 1 when she fought Laura. And when she fought Laura, nobody came to check on her to see if she was good. So what she wants to do is she wants to make sure that the sisters are okay. So then we see she and Jackie. So she and Jackie call the sisters up, and the sisters are talking about how they are embarrassed that they were, that they allowed themselves to get to that point. And I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. They took accountability for it, and I'm cool with that. I respect that. Again, like I've told you guys plenty of times in reviews, I don't know them that well, so I know people don't like the sisters, but I don't know them, so I don't have an issue with them. And I like the fact that they said that they were embarrassed. They could have done a lot of things could have been done differently. And the issue that I have with this episode, it really annoyed me because you can see that the girls who stayed, they then wanted to flip everything and make it about the sisters because Duffy was talking about the sisters. Yeah, we shouldn't be throwing things. I'm like, but you threw a plate at the girl. What did you expect for her to do? You threw a plate at her. You think she's gonna sit here and be like, oh, you threw a plate at me. It's cool. Nah, you dumbass. And then, so I'm like, you started it. What did you expect for them to do? Like, you expect for somebody just to sit there and just let you throw some shit at them? Like, make that shit make sense. So I don't know how long they were in Vegas. Couldn't have been that long because the next scene we see, they're back in LA. So we see Jackie, British, and Brooke. They're meeting up with each other, right? So Brooke is talking about how, she's embarrassed that she, allowed them to take her out of her character. I was like, girl, what? The last time I checked, when I was watching the episode last week, Duffy was going back and forth with one sister, and then the other sister just happened to be sitting by her sister, and then Duffy threw a paper plate at her. You was sitting over there about on the other side of the bar. You took it upon yourself to throw something at her. So how did she take you out of your character? Inquiring minds would love to know how she took you out of your character. So then British is saying that, since they didn't really get to, enjoy Vegas like that, Angel and British have decided to have a basketball soiree, and they're going to invite all the ladies to the soiree. But unfortunately, we don't think that the sisters should come because of what happened in Vegas. I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? So you mean to tell me y'all trying to flip this whole thing and place the blame on the sisters? The sisters were not in the wrong. Brooke was in the wrong. Duffy was in the wrong, but more specifically, your friend over here, Brooke Bailey, was in the wrong. Brooke tossed something at them, like, let's keep it, like y'all can be friends with these women and whatnot, but also be able to hold your friends accountable for the things that they do. And that's what's plaguing me and bothering me, is the fact that y'all want to sit here and say that these sisters were the ones who did stuff. No. Duffy started it. Brooke jumped in. They reacted. So there's equal blame to go around. Should that sister have thrown that bottle? No, she shouldn't have. But if I'm gonna say that, then I also have to say Brooke shouldn't have threw that drink at her. Duffy shouldn't have threw that plate at her. It's a chain reaction. It's a cause and effect. It's a ripple effect. Like, this happened because of this. Cause, effect, a reaction. Because this happened, you got this in effect. Like, how y'all, they playing games, but Jackie's like, what, to keep the peace, she gonna go along and get along. I wish that instead of in Jackie's interview with the producers, that she actually said what she said to the producers, to Brooke and to British, that the issues in this group, they don't all fall with those girls. Like, you ladies have to own up to your mistakes as well. I wish Jackie had said that to them in that moment, but she didn't. And it is what it is. Let's pause here. Let's move. I did forget one thing. So when Brooke did say she was sorry, about them taking out of character, British talked to Malaysia about Malaysia needing to open up to the ladies, and then Brandy talked about her health scare. That's that. So then we move over to this scene with Malaysia, and I'm keeping it real with you guys. So the scene with Malaysia's scene was kind of confusing to me, and I'm gonna tell you guys why it's confusing. Because doesn't Malaysia live in Atlanta? And doesn't she just go to LA to basically film this show? Like, how long? I know that this season. Okay, so I just answered my own question. Because I know that this season of Basketball Wives, they have been filming for months. They've been filming for months. So so it makes sense. Because I was about to ask, how did Malaysia take her kids from Atlanta? So that means you pulled your kids out of school in Atlanta to come to LA to put them into a different school. You're messing up their educational foundation, because what they might have been learning in Atlanta, they might not be learned. They might be behind in California. So that was one thing I was thinking about. I know a lot of people are on Twitter talking about the fact that she's been saying that Gennaro wasn't paying child support, so how was she able to afford it? I don't care about that, because I'm pretty positive that the show has helped her find this house, right? I'm pretty positive about that. Not 100%, but I'm positive. The issue that I just had was the kids in the school. But hey, they there. It is what it is. So then we see Duffy. So Duffy is talking to Iman, and when she was eating, I was like, why does she have on a waist trainer? Who eats with a waist trainer on? So she's sitting down with Iman, and she's telling Iman about the trip, how she went out with the girls. She went out with British, Brandy, and was it Brooke? I don't know who else it was. I forget who she went out with when she did DJ for French. So Duffy is once again talking about her music, right? And she's talking about the fact that she wants to, do a record. I don't know anybody who's clamoring to hear a record by Duffy, but hey, I ain't gonna knock her and I'm not gonna shit on her. But I don't know anybody who's clamoring to hear a DJ Duffy record. So she's telling him what she wants to do. I think Duffy would be a complete fool if she left her career for Iman. You guys are not married. Yes, you guys share a child, but you guys are not married. And even if you were married, you still need to be able to have your own money outside of Iman. Don't specifically depend on him. I know he wants her at home, but what are you? I know he's an agent, but like, what are you doing as well? In a relationship, it's a give and take. You can't ask her to take, give, or take, and you don't do the opposite, right? You can't just tell her to, well, I need you to give up this, give up that, give up this, give up that, give up this, give up that, give up this. But I'm gonna take all these deals, take all these deals, take this deal, take that deal, take that deal, take that deal. But you gotta sit at home all day, every day. I'm gonna be out doing my thing. You can't, that's not how it works. When a relationship is 50-50, you always 50-50 in a relationship. Shout out to Destiny's Child. So yeah, if she quits her job, I think she's a moron. But hey, it is what it is. This episode was pretty filled when I think about it. Let's pause here, you guys, and keep going. So next up, we see Brooke. So Brooke went to go see her dad. So she's saying that all the stuff that happened out there in Vegas with the sisters made her realize some stuff that's going on in her personal life with her mother. So she and her mom, they haven't talked in about a year. They had an argument with each other, and it was over something super petty. So they haven't talked to each other, and she talks to her dad. But her dad tells her basically, life is, in a nutshell, life is too short. Don't hold on to the dumb stuff. Let it go. So after that, we see Brandy and Malaysia. So Brandy and Malaysia, they went out to dinner with each other, and they're catching up. It was very awkward at first, but then in this scene, I noticed something. I was like, you know what, Brandy, when she was arguing back and forth with Malaysia, you would have thought that Brandy was you would have thought it was because she wanted the friendship back. But then when you sit here and look at her, I'm like, does she really want this friendship? But then you look at Malaysia. Malaysia is, I think what it is with Malaysia, she was nervous, but you could tell that when she got into the groove, she was happy to have her friend back, have her sister back. On the other side, Brandy, we'll talk about her in just a minute, because I'm going to talk to her. So they talk about the kids. Brandy said that, she and Jason wanted to adopt, but her dad died. And then, Malaysia asked her, has she even grieved? And Brandy told her no. She says, well, I think the best thing that you can do for yourself is to allow yourself to grieve. And I 100% agree with that. You have to allow yourself time to grieve. So then we do see Brooke. Brooke went to talk to her mama. She and her mama made up. I don't care nothing else about that. So let's move forward and wrap up the episode. So the ladies, they show up over to Angel's house for the basketball soiree. They've split up into teams. So on Team British was Malaysia and Jackie, and then on Team Angel was Brandy and Brooke. So Angel's team ended up winning the game. After that, actually, Duffy didn't show up. She's in the studio. She's working on a song with K Camp, and Iman comes down. Iman basically told her he's going to support her as he should. So then we move back over after the game is over with. We see Malaysia and Jackie talking, and then we see who else was talking? Malaysia and Jackie and Brooke and British. Nope, Brooke and Brandy were talking. So in this scene, you were able to see the difference. Brandy is saying that she doesn't trust Malaysia. I'm like, what? But you've been hooping, and this is one of the reasons why I just don't see it for Brandy. I'm not a fan of Brandy McSeal. But then you see Malaysia. Malaysia is happy to have her friend back, have her sister back. Honestly, you guys, I know a lot of you guys don't see it from Malaysia, but in this episode, and then even in the next one, I'm on Malaysia's side. I'm on Malaysia's side. You guys let me know whose side you fall on, and we'll discuss it in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video, you guys, and until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, you guys, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.